Welcome to DJ Manager video training presented by Scott Faver. You can contact us at scott@thepartyfavors.com, toll free in the continental US and Canada, 866-569-1793. Join us and fellow DJ Manager users on Facebook. And a friendly reminder that DJ Manager is designed for PCs using Windows XP through Windows 7, and you must have a working copy of the software Word version 1995 through 2008, not the open source model, in order to take advantage of all of the fancy features that DJ Manager offers. Today we are discussing the highly anticipated importing mailing lists. This is part 7, and it will be one of 2 parts that will help you to import lists into your DJ Manager from a previous software that you were using to run your business, possibly in Outlook, that you want to import your contacts from Outlook, or you may get a wedding list or a bridal list from a service or a list service or from a bridal show, and you want to import those names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses into your system so that they can start receiving automated email from you immediately. And this is the lesson that you've been waiting for, that's going to tell you about how to do just that. So let's get started. From your DJ Manager, click on Help, Documentation, User Guide. The User Guide will open. It's a PDF file that's included with your DJ Manager program. And navigate to page 204 or 204. Click Next a few times until you get to the 7.12 Importing Entities from External Mailing Lists. This section in your DJ Manager User Guide outlines all the details and information that you need in order to import names and addresses from a previous list or from a new list, such as from a bridal show. There are a variety of options to choose from, and each option will give you a different assortment of field names. So depending on your list and the field names or information that's provided in your list will determine which one of these lists that you need to do the import properly. For example, Celebrate All Things Jewish includes field names like the name, the street name, the zip code, pretty much standard stuff, but the date of the event is in a special format. And if your format meets this criteria, by all means use this format. The New York City wedding list is a great list because it includes both the bride's first and last name and the groom's first and last name. And if there is no groom's name, then it does some special magic that puts in just the bride's name. So that's a great list. The wedding date format is looking like this, which is simply the month, the day, and the year, and it includes a full year, along with the zip code, the phone number, and the email address. The list that I typically use is the Wed Alert address, because most times when I receive a list, whether it be from Wed Alert or from a list service, it's only going to include one name. It might be the bride, it might be the groom, but suffice to say, this list seems to work best for me. You can select whichever style works best for your list. This includes the email address, first and last name, wedding date in this format, street address, city, county is ignored, state, zip code, phone number, budget, and reception location. If you happen to have a list that comes from a different source other than Wed Alert, you can still use this list or any of the other lists. The only thing that's important is that you have a column in your spreadsheet that represents each and every one of these fields. If you do not have the information regarding the budget, you will simply have a column in your Excel spreadsheet that is empty, and then DJ Manager will leave that field empty when it fills in the information for the import. Here is a spreadsheet example from Wed Alert that has 134 names, and at the top of the list, the first row lists the field names, first name, last name, wedding date, and so forth. These columns, A, B, C, and so forth, first name, last name, wedding date, have to be in the same order as the list style that you have selected in the same style that you have selected in DJ Manager. In this case, the Wed Alert list, which has the email address first. You will notice in this spreadsheet there is no email address in the first column. So we are simply going to insert a column, and on the first row we're going to say that this is the email address, and that covers that. If there are any other fields that are not in the proper order, you would need to move the column appropriately, delete any columns of information that is not included in the list style that you have selected, and again add columns that are on the list but not in your list. In this case, budget and location were both options in the list that we selected from the DJ Manager that were not in our Excel spreadsheet. Here they are here. We added the email address, and we added a budget column and a reception location column because those columns were not represented in our list. And so now the order of the fields here that matches the wet alert style is matching in your spreadsheet. Email address, first name, last name, so on and so forth. Once you have your list in your Excel spreadsheet in the order that you want, save as, which simply is save as, and then the save as type is not Excel workbook, but instead you're going to save this as a CSV comma delimited file, and then click save. This is the file that you will use, not your Excel spreadsheet, but the comma delimited file, the CSV file. And in order to make sure that you do not get confused, add a CSV to the title before you click save, and you're good to go. This is an important tip. Once you have saved everything in the manner in which you want it, you do not likely want to import all 134 of these names because there may be a problem with your import process. So I recommend that you delete everybody except for maybe 4 names. Once you have deleted everybody except for the 4 names, again do a save as and save it in the comma delimited fashion as we did the other one, and import this set first. It is far easier to manage 4 names in your DJ Manager to make sure that the last name ends up in the last field and the first name in the first field, that the wedding date is where it's supposed to be, and that all of the field information is where it belongs. Once you have confirmed that the import process has operated properly, then you can go back to your original full list of 134 names, or how many ever names are on your list, and then import them correctly, and then you'll be good to go. That's the first half of our Importing Mailing List Part 7. We'll be back with more about how to finish this process up to import those names into your DJ Manager. For now, if you have any questions, contact us at the information here, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon for our next lesson.